Welcome back to another video. Didn't know what we were doing until about 5 minutes ago. I think our best option is we're going to go ahead and weld in all of our trunk side panels, get that done. So that's completely done. Can I say done anymore? And then we're going to jump here to the front, do our continued driver's side floor up by the brakes, the brake pedal, and the passenger side floor. Get those level, figure out our hump, anything we need to do there. We get our sheet metal in there, and then pretty much our floor will be good. I know our right side, we're going to make it removable so we can get to the battery. So yeah, let's do that, and we'll see how much time all this takes if we throw in a few more bits and stuff here. So let's get on the trunk, get that done. Maybe. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and get our front pieces cut, at least our supports. That way, when I hook up the welder, it's all in one little shot. We can weld everything. I told you it's a pain right now until I get some more electric out here. All right, let's figure out this. This isn't very fun or exciting, I guess I should say. The good stuff's like the windshield and the suicide doors. This is pretty much the. Anyway, let's and get it done with so we can get to the fun stuff. All right, we got our left side, driver's side. We need to weld it together. And then we had to go a little bit smaller on the passenger side so we could fit between the emergency brake lever and our battery box. So you can see we got a slight bend to it. We're going to go ahead and weld these two pieces up, and then we can stick it in to the corner, hold where we need to get it, and then put our tacks and finish welding it. This side will get our center strut, and we'll have to figure out something for this side over here because of the battery. But then we can figure out our hoop after that. We got some templates made. So this side will actually get welded down. We've gone through our levers, we're not hitting anything. We've got a little bit of overlap for when we do our tunnel that we can hook to that. but this side will get welded, and this side over here, this part will get welded too. And then we'll do our little lid right here. We'll probably run it in the bead roller, do like a recess, so our next little panel can sit on it. We'll figure out how to mount it. But that part of it removable, I've already tried the battery. It gives us good access to that as well. So I guess let's get these cut out of some metal. So we ran it through the bead roller. We got a little 16th inch drop die that we used here. So I think this is going to work pretty well. Let's have a piece of scrap there. So that makes it, I mean, almost just flush. So that's good. I guess I need to make a template along our inside line here and then figure out, maybe I'll do some tabs that can crawl underneath to lock it and then pop down. And we'll have to figure out how we can secure it. But let me make this little door first and yeah, see what we can do. Here's a close-up view, so you can kind of see the little bead roll. We kind of tapered it out on the two sides there and up to here. This gap right there is for our top of our battery that will tilt up, so that'll be in through there. But I think that's going to look good, be nice and clean. This is what I've come up with so far. I'm going to cut a piece of metal. I'm going to bend some tabs down and kind of then angle them back so we can kind of clip right in here to the bottom like that, and then it'll come down and sit into our bottom lip. Once I get that cut, then I think I might weld a little tab on top of this so it's flush, and then we'll have a bolt or something. Maybe, I don't know, I got to figure this part out. Let me get this cut first, get it nice and tweaked, and then I'll figure out how we're going to secure it. So these are our tabs. Never done this before, so hopefully this is going to work. I don't know. I guess we'll do the other ones and see if it'll work. All right, first trial fit. I haven't even tried it yet. I have a feeling I have to trim some off, but it's tight. Okay, it's tight. I think I'm going to bend these at a 90 and then put the pressure in it because I'm kind of angled right now. So I think I'm going to do that more of a hard bend and then bend it back. Let me do that. All right, I went back and these three, I knocked them down to a 90 so they came out. Then I got this metal ruler, which is probably 2 times the thickness of the floor, and then clamped it into the vise and then beat them over. So I think we might have a little bit of play, which is good, but I know it needs to come in at an angle too without it being too tight. There. I think that looks better than the last one. Kind of see our teeth. So let's see if it works. And I could probably cut these off too, but I wanted them long to start off. So it goes in. We got a little spring, Oh man, we're so close. Oh wait, am I hitting? I think I'm hitting the. Yeah, I have my hoses underneath there. Still close though. Oh, there we go. So it was hitting the hose. Okay, I just lifted it up. All right, so now that I know where I'm at here, I'm gonna go around to my upper edge here and see if I need to trim it any. But that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll just follow this little edge around through here and just trim it off a little bit. Yeah, that looks really good. All right, I'm going to trim this and then I'm going to try to figure out how to secure it. All right, got all of our trunk panels put in. I think it looks pretty good. Once I figure out the other stuff inside with bracing, I'll put little patches through here as well. It's not going to be watertight. I don't need it to be watertight, but once we get some more welds around here, I just got it tacked pretty much everywhere. I'm going to put some seam sealer on it, and then we'll get it spray painted so it's black, but not too bad looking. At least it looks finished, and you don't see the ugly inside fender wells. All right, we're secured here 4 corners, so we can remove that. I'm waiting on shifter boots for the transmission and the emergency brake. I know I'm going to end up attaching some pieces of metal to here and probably bolting over to here. I need to wait till these come in, the brackets and stuff, so I know what I got to build up and move it around. So I'm going to leave that like this for now. And I guess I need to figure out our back wall here to finish that section off. So what we're going to do is this will be removable. We're going to weld these two panels together, and then it bolts here, it'll bolt up there, and once it's welded together, we'll make another piece for this side to weld it, and then you see we got a gap. We're going to have to just take a piece of metal, butt it up to this, let it run into that and weld it, so we'll have like a little patch panel or something like that. But then once we get both sides done, we'll be able to undo the bolts, and the two back pieces in this will come out as one unit. So if we need to work on anything or do whatever else. So this looks good from here. I'm going to leave this just the way it is for now. I'm going to jump to the other side, try to make another one, and that way we can pull the welder out, tack it, take it apart, and then try to figure out our little patch panels and stuff like that. So it's starting to look good though. All right, went online. I found one of these little recessed caps, so you can kind of see how it looks. I went ahead and mounted it under on the bottom side. That because I'm going to have rubber pad on the top of all this, so it'll be kind of nice, nice and flush looking. So yeah, that's cool. So you just flip it up and pull it out. I need to figure out how my little latch mechanism works, or just a friction mount, because this will have a whole big rubber mat over it. But once you get it off, that'll be good to get it out with. So pretty slick. Well, I was just playing around, but it actually works. So I'm going to show you real quick. I just got one of these little U-clamps. You find it like the electrical section or whatever at Home Depot or whatever. I ended up cutting off this little piece like this, and I bent this over to give the little spring look. So when it goes down in the hole, that just pushes over very simply, and it actually works. And it locks itself in. So I have the rubber pad on here, just the pressure from that will keep this down, but that'll work. I'll show you if I can show you this side here. Okay, so you can kind of see when it goes down, we'll just push it in and it locks it in. So that's just sitting on it. It's pretty cool. Super easy. Well, we got our other side made. We pretty much used the template that we used on the other side, except we had to extend it over this way just about 1/4 inch, and I had to take out the notch for the steering column. So other than that, it fit up pretty good, which I was kind of surprised at. I was getting all these kind of cinched in here, and then we'll have to start welding up where we meet with our tunnel, and then we'll be able to fill in above our tunnel gap here just a little bit, like it looks like a moon shape. But this would be nice to be able to take this whole panel off at some point. There we go. So now you can kind of see it. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to end up welding through here, get that a good tack. Right here we'll get another one, and then up there at the top we'll get a good tack. And then we'll probably lay across to make our marks and see where we can put a little cardboard template to cut out a little half moon shape, get that tacked in, welded up, and then we should be pretty good. But I think that looks actually really good. Yeah. Not bad at all. And again, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for my boots before I do anything with this down through here. So I might need to look at that tonight so we can get that kind of done and ordered. And then up here where we got our gap, we'll just probably do a small little piece of metal that will just bolt in on each side. Not a big deal there. So I took this off so I can make our little filler piece. So let's get this put back together real quick, and we'll see how that fits. So we got one here. And one right here. Perfect. Here we go. A nice little cap across the top of it. And I might do some, if I can find a rubber grommet this size, I can always make this a little bigger to get a grommet, or I might use some butyl or something like that. I don't know yet, but that looks good. All right, let's figure out, this part, something. Got a coat of black paint on, so it can start drying. Same thing on this side. And we just kind of touched up the firewall a little bit, just so it's not so much of a contrast. Then out here we have our battery cover. It's drying. We have our top steering mount, and we have the majority of the backside and the front side of our tunnel ram. I got some seam sealer on it, so once that dries, I'll throw some paint over it. Again, this all gets covered with some rubber flooring anyway, so that's going to be just fine like that. So once that dry, we'll throw everything back in. And we did go ahead and seam seal this back here, all of our corners and our joints. Once that's dry, then we'll throw a coat of paint on everything, and trunk should be done for the most part. I know we still got to do a few little corners up here and figure out this stuff, but at least that part's done. I went ahead and wanted to use the seam sealer while I had it open, just in case it doesn't sit well after it's been open for a while. So I got my little spacer up here for the top of the steering column. I'll have to find a grommet or some type of rubber piece or something for that. At some point, not that big of a deal. It's literally a 1/16 of an inch clearance around it, so we're pretty good there. Let's get all these in here. Again, this floor is pretty much going to have probably a 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch rubber floor on it to cover it up. I'm still looking for that to see what kind I want that doesn't have any pre-made holes in it. So hopefully I'll find that soon. And then I think, did I get these in already? Yep, already got those in. I think that looks really awesome. And then we just have our floor piece right here. Bingo. I think it turned out really good. Nice solid floor everywhere. Battery access. Let's see our tunnel and our driver's side. You can see our little patch panel up through there that we can take off if we need to. But man, this looks really good. We have a floor. I think that about wraps up the floor. We know we have our shift boots and our rings coming, but I kind of need to see how those mount, if I can bend those or whatever, before I finish off this little section here. But that should be easy, a little bolt in with some of those rivet nuts. Battery cover, love it, looks great. This whole front section with the tunnel and the footboards, those are removable. Not that I probably ever need to remove them really, but I have that option if I need to get into there. So that's a bonus. I think it turned out really well. I liked it a lot. Man, it's coming along. You do it in little stages, you don't really realize what you're doing. All right, I think that's it for the floor. Again, at some point, the shift boots and those rings to finish this off will come at some point. I don't know when. It just whenever it gets here. I think it's like 4 or 5 days out still. I'm very used to be able to order and be here like a day or two, but I guess all that's changed now. Anyway, next video. I'm excited to do the windshield, but I don't think we're there yet because I know I'm going to be tilting back a little bit, and our doors still have, still a full door with the top ring and everything around it. So I think we need to start figuring out our doors and the suicide hinges, which is going to be a little challenging, I think, considering we have no structure here at all. So we're going to have to build all the structure into it. Yeah. But I think if we get the doors done and they work, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be 20 steps ahead. Something like that. Oh, son of a gun. Dang. Knocked on my coffee. But I think once we get the doors done, then we can figure out our back bracing here to finish off all these sections through here. And then really tie this all together. And then we're trucking, man. We're almost done. I mean, not really, but we're close. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. You got any questions, comments, please send them. I try to respond to everyone that I get. I greatly appreciate it. So anyway, with that, hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next Friday. See ya. My first coffee spill of the car. Sweet. Yeah.